And Tesla CEO Elon Musk has promised shareholders he'll spend more time on his company and less time in the White House. Tesla reporting a 71% drop in first quarter profits, and its shares have tumbled by almost 40% this year. Analysts have pointed to Musk's controversial politics as one likely reason. As head of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, Musk has overseen the firing of thousands of federal workers.
For making it happen. Thank you.
And I'm joined now by Kathleen Brooks, founder of the market analysis company Minerva Analysis. She joins us from London. So Elon Musk says he'll be spending less time in Washington and more time running Tesla. Is that likely to help or hurt shares of the car maker?
Well, right now, it's helping them. They had some dismal results last night. They had a 70% drop in profit for the first quarter, and yet the share price is higher by 7% in the pre-market this morning. So they've done something right. Now, technically, the share price has fallen 40% year to date. A lot of the bad news was already priced in. But I think breaking that political link with Tesla is just seen as positive from the investor side standpoint.
Yeah, the drop in first quarter earnings at Tesla was really stunning. The company still does, though, have roughly half of the electric vehicle market share in the United States. Looking ahead, what do you think could accelerate that growth again?
Well, they need to boost auto sales because autos declined by 20%. Now, the biggest accelerator to that growth will be the production of the new vehicles. So they're bringing out some new SUVs. They're also bringing out a cheaper model. Now, they said in their earnings deck last night that they would start production on those in the next few months, so before the middle of the year. We didn't get much detail other than that, but that will be the key thing. I think they also need to move away from the Cybertruck. Sales were down by 25%. Nearly. It's not working for them. It's not competing in that luxury SUV sector like they thought it would. I think if they can just move their attentions to the better selling models. I mean, not that long ago, the Model Y was the best selling car in the world. Then I think that will have a much better impact on sales down the line.
And is it clear what the timeline on that would potentially be?
They wouldn't give a guidance, actually, for 2025. Now, they said it was because of Trump's tariffs. It was noticeable that the Tesla earnings did not hold back from criticizing the White House, which I thought was quite interesting, considering the strong links between Elon Musk and the White House over the last few months as well. But they wouldn't give an outlook. So they think that the outlook is too uncertain with tariffs. But if tariffs do get reduced, and if the outlook becomes a lot clearer, and the trade war, particularly between China and the US, where Tesla gets a lot of its batteries from China, if that does de-escalate, then I think we would expect some very strong positive guidance to come in their Q2 earnings, so in the next 3 months.
So from where you sit, what would you be advising Tesla's investors right now?
Well, a lot of bad news is priced in. This earnings report could have looked a bit like the nadir, so the worst that it could get. With the decline of 40% in the share price year to date, a lot of the bad news is priced in, so it could be a good bounce from here. We are seeing an overall positive sentiment in financial markets just the last couple of days. So that could really help lift Tesla, and Tesla is actually lifting the other big tech firms today. So I think that it was a very bad earnings report, but sometimes the future outlook, when it's more positive, that can be the best time to buy a stock, especially when it's fallen by so much in just a few months. Tesla is still generating $19 billion of revenue in the first quarter, and that was a bad quarter. So if they can boost that and actually rebuild their earnings, they've already cut expenditures, they've already got positive free cash flow, which is positive for investors, then then there is a compelling reason why, if the overall market sentiment remains strong and if there's a boost to trading relations with the US and a reduction in tariffs, then there could be a good investment case for Tesla from here.
Kathleen Brooks, thank you so much for joining us today with that analysis.
Well, Lars Halter from DW Business is here with more on this. Lars, a 71% drop in first quarter profits. What does this mean for Tesla?
Well, profit down 71%. I mean, that number, Terry, really speaks for itself. This is obviously a terrible, terrible number. But if you really look beyond the bottom line, it doesn't get much better either, because revenue is down 20%. And then car deliveries, that's obviously what it's all about, also down. And specifically for the European market, those numbers really fell off a cliff. I mean, car deliveries in Germany and some Central European countries down more than 60%. In Scandinavia, it's just a little under 60% that dropped, basically down in all the markets except the UK. They saw a little bit of a bump there. But when you look at what that means for Tesla's future, I've heard analysts say that what Tesla went through in the last year or so was so damaging to the brand that for a long time it will put pressure on those sales, and that sales will long-term come out 15 to 20% weaker than they would have had to.
How much of this, Lars, has to do directly with Tesla, the car maker, and the cars themselves, and rather with the CEO, Elon Musk, and his association with the Trump administration?
It's obviously a huge part of the problem Tesla has. There's so many people who are huge Tesla fans who are now driving around with these little stickers at their car where it says, "I bought this before Elon went crazy." So maybe that's a laugh line. That's a funny little thing, how to get over a problem. But all these people are not going to come back as Tesla customers. It's just so bizarre how he screwed that up here, Musk, by aligning himself really with the right wing that never liked him, that hated him, in fact, and they still don't like him. But he was revered on the left side with his EVs and everything, that whole environmentally friendly car idea. And the left hates him too now. So there's just a huge problem there. But it's not only that. Tesla had other problems too on the technical side. Way too many recalls, whether it's the Cybertruck or whether it's the hardware that was installed in the early autos that they now have to replace to get them ready for autonomous driving, because it was actually not up to standards. So there's just so much that went wrong with Tesla over the last couple of years. It's going to really implode now.
So Musk is into damage control mode right now. In his earnings call, he announced that he plans to spend less time in Washington and more time actually running his car company. Let's listen into what he had to say.
So I think I'll continue to spend, a day or two per week on government matters for as long as the president would like me to do so, and as long as it is useful. But starting next month, I'll be allocating far more of my time to Tesla.
Apart from spending more time on the company and less in Washington, what can be done to get Tesla back on the road to success?
It's going to be really hard. And honestly, I don't think Elon Musk knows. If you just listen to this just sounds sad and clueless. And it sounds like Musk has no confidence left. I mean, in other parts of that call, he's been talking a big game. He said, I want to quote him here, Tesla will become the world's most valuable company in the future. He's talking a lot now about AI, robo-taxis, and these humanoid roboters that he was planning as well. But another problem that I see here, there was that Musk myth. For years, people thought he was really a genius and he could probably swing Tesla back and give it a more prosperous future. But I think that myth is gone too, because if you look at what he's done at DOGE, not only has he been terribly unpopular, but also very incompetent, firing people he had to rehire and all these things. So I think that Musk myth is gone.
Lars, thank you so much. Lars Halter from DW Business.